Hey, I'm Cory Barlog, game director on God of War.
So if your studio had an exceptional amount of freedom and most people have to report to a major publisher and get really micromanaged, you guys weren't that way. What did that open up for your team creatively and, for the game?
Everything. I mean, honestly, when you're not being micromanaged or overseen or attempted to be steered in any different direction, the world is your oyster. It's amazing. I've been at so many studios and had different experience at each one of the way that they were managed. Some studios that are completely managed by marketing, where marketing is telling you exactly what your game's going to be, how you're going to do it, and when it's going to come out, everything. It's very odd because the creative people who actually make it should be the ones sort of steering their own ship. Sony gets that, and they give total autonomy, right? They're going to come in every once in a while and let you know if it sucks, which, they told me that multiple times. But otherwise, you get the freedom you need to make something. And I think it's a testament to this last year to see Spider-Man, Detroit, God of War, all of these games that have that same sort of autonomy. And then you look at Ben's studio, Days Gone, you're looking at Last of Us, Death Stranding. This is a testament to their ability to understand, let them do what they're going to do, we're going to do what we're going to do. And it works.
I think it was really funny timing because right before your game came out, there was someone of significance said that, single-player games don't sell very well anymore, and then your game just blew it out of the park. What's it like to kind of just revamp that entire single campaign, telling a narrative story genre?
I never thought they were dead, so to me it feels like, okay, this is just an ebb and flow, right? Where it's like sometimes the multiplayer deathmatch games are really big, right? Or Battle Royale. Each time there's a new game that is like, hey, this is hot, and a lot of people are doing this. That doesn't mean all the other games go away. It simply means that the attention is being divided in that one direction. Single-player games they're going to be around forever, right? I don't think they're going to go anywhere simply because there's going to be times that you don't want to be bothered by somebody screaming in your ear, or you actually just want to compete against yourself. You just want to get lost in a story. I think there's enough people who actually are attracted to these kinds of games that we're really never going to go away. Hopefully they just get bigger and we start seeing even more interesting, innovative stuff out of the indie space that is sort of pushing and motivating us to try new things.
I want to say 98.9% of the game is one continuous shot. When did you decide you wanted to do something like that? Was it something you just early on? Was it something mid-development, late development?
Early on, before I even came back, I was pitching it to Crystal Dynamics and saying, I'm going to do the new Tomb Raider, the sequel. And I was like, I'm thinking about doing this. But I was pitching them the crazy version, which was no cinematics and no camera cuts. And that meant you never have lose control of the camera. And it was a little bit crazy in that pitch. But yeah, from the beginning, it was, not just no camera cuts, but it was all the way through. It was that commitment to say that you're telling a story that is so personal and so intimate that you're never going to be able to look away. That you always have to be right there on the shoulders of Kratos when previously you saw Kratos as like a little dot sometimes on the screen, which was great. That was a really cool concept to kind of dwarf the player and make the world feel amazing. But I wanted to make the world feel big and amazing, but also make it feel like you could never ever get away from this, which is basically parenting. You're never going to get away. You can't. You can check out one day. It's there all the time.
The last question is, what are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch as a platform? It came out, it exploded. Your game's not on it yet. Maybe it might be, maybe it might be me. But what are your thoughts as a creative director on that platform?
I absolutely love my Switch. Not only is it bringing back some games that I haven't played in a long time, like being able to play Dark Souls on my Switch is amazing. And I think the games that are coming out of there, obviously, literally every Nintendo first-party game on there is awesome, right? The reinvention of Zelda was kind of this great little kick as we were finishing our game to see people who were very accepting of taking this franchise that was well-known and mixing things up. That was exciting to see, because then I felt a little bit less insecure and a little bit less scared for releasing our game, but only by a small amount. I am a huge fan of the Switch because I travel a lot now, so I play it all the time.
Will we ever see your game on the Switch? Would you like it to be on the Switch? How about we word it that way?
Well, me personally, I love my game to be on every system, but
business is business.
Yeah, but and also, honestly, we would never have the freedoms that we have to do what we did without it being an exclusive. I think that's the other thing, is that being first party, being exclusive, you kind of get that little bit of a protective barrier. When I was working on third party stuff, it was just not like that at all. It's a whole different world working on first party. So, sure, there's part of me that would love to see it on Switch, but I doubt it'll ever. I know it will never happen.